So, in doing this, we try to examine where has this crisis come from, and more importantly, what do we need to do to get rid of it. That's why we are moving around the country.
And Doctor, you've been in this for quite long, and still seems not to be working. Do you think there is a possibility of finding a solution?
A solution must be found. You see, the problem we are trying to deal with is not a small. Who say it has taken long don't understand that we have problems to get rid of. I told you, since Uganda became independent, left office peacefully. Not 1, 2 years, no leader has ever left office peacefully. Every leader has come into office peacefully. Every leader who has been in charge of our country bombed their way into office since independence. That is where problems begin. And the guns have been overthrowing other guys. Is ruled by guns, because they are the guns that have charge over us. Ruled by guns that people have no say. So guns can take your and you have an government, but it's not our government. But it's not our government. The government that is still collecting money. We have so it's some kind of official robbery. You know, people who have guns and use them to extract whatever they.
So Doctor, what about the election we are subject to?
So yes, so because is part of a first of all on African part of the club of those unions have created rules that require you to go through elections, to have legitimacy, even to borrow money. And we are ever borrowing. If you want to borrow money from the World Bank, to borrow money from somewhere, as a ritual, to qualify, to qualify themselves as people who have passed through elections. But really they are not elections that are free, fair, and credible. And this can be, you know, the person who cannot ask this is the current leader, Mr. Museveni, who is the current leader, because he fought 5-year war on the basis only rigged war because an election was rigged. So, in other words, he more than anybody else should know that elections can be credible. That I have been a candidate indeed 4 times.
Yes.
In the first 2 elections, we went to court, petition, and the Supreme Court, in both petitions, 2001 and 2006, the Supreme Court had 5 judges in 2001. Cases, they said conclusively, unanimously, without anybody dividing, that these elections are not free, because Museveni went to the bush without going to court to test whether the election was free or fair. We know conclusively that the elections are free or fair. We know conclusively that the elections. That aside, you see, the evidence very clear. The Constitution says all power belongs to the people. That's the Constitution of Uganda. You also say that shall exercise their representative seat in the parliament. So in exercises the power of the people on behalf of the people.
Try to reconnect on that.
But I'm sure you were around when Parliament was attacked by soldiers. Cameras, every Ugandan was able to see them. Cameras until they entered the Parliament, beat up MP, have wires tying up their backs, and nobody has ever been taken to court. Nobody has ever explained. The Speaker of Parliament wrote to the President, the Honorable Rebecca Kadan. The letter is there. It also went to the public. No answer. No has been charged. The courts were attacked twice. Ruling of the court by forces they called black mambas, who are old enough when the high court was attacked twice. So our should represent clearly have one family, the family, and all power belongs. You may have seen the Prime sitting outside the office of General Saleh, waiting to see Saleh, who has in the protocol of Uganda is nowhere. the power, the power of Uganda breaking the law. No word from the chief of defense forces until, of course, now he's the chief of defense forces. No wonder the former chief couldn't say anything because he knew this is the is now. I don't know where he is now. So power I was a member of the NRM, founder, member of the NRM, Left my job. By the grace of God, to government, I was a minister. I saw what I am. Nobody in NRM has power. NRM that is called the party. Recently, you may have seen members of SEC of crying out they meet Mr. Museveni. They you know, the top organ of and so I witnessed firsthand of NRM. Crisis I described, poverty, unemployment, all this. The real problem effort is consumed by very few. Uganda had were public assets, service companies, airlines, railway, were that Uganda had all the owners of those what became of this. So wealth has been moving from everybody going to a few. That's why everybody is up against the war. And as I have said now, everything has been taken, it has come to land. Now land is also going. So this crisis is big. It's urgent that Ugandans do something. Even in our going to elections, we thought we could use elections because today I had a meeting with our was thanking last time I had a campaign here in 2016. That people of Sebei came out to give us that time. And they voted. And it was not just Sebei, the whole. You know what happened to collect our results, and we collected enough results to show that we had defeated Museveni flat. And that's why on that day in 2011, I declared myself open cameras. I announced myself. So there is no need to investigate. Let me give you the evidence